I wanted something 90s for that song.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so happy with what I chose for the Stoney Baloney Podcast. But this is a new leaf.
Yeah.
Because I'm formerly now Stoney. And that is like Smash Mouth. Like I'm on the back of a school bus with a Walkman, Smash Mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And it just has like that vibe, like that California high school movie.
Yeah.
I think that's
Orange
my vibe.
County.
That's my vibe.
It reminds me of Malcolm in the Middle. And I feel like you're turning into that mom.
What do you mean?
The mom on Malcolm in the Middle.
Freaking the lady from Raymond?
No, that's not is it the same lady? It's not the same lady. Different lady.
I can't even picture it right now.
I know it's not from the 90s, but that definitely gives me that vibe.
I mean, early 2000s was still 90s.
Right.
2000 was a time warp. There was like a time warp there. It's a friend was telling me something the other day, and I was thinking of her and the boyfriend that she was dating at the time, and we were 16. So that was how many years ago?
20.
So that's like 20 years ago, and it seems that was a different lifetime ago.
Yeah.
And we've been so many different people since then. And there's this book I always talk about, Seth Speaks, and Seth talks about past lives and how they're basically, maybe he didn't say this, I don't know. I think it's something along these lines, but how we fucking, like, old memories are past lives.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like deja vu.
Those were past lives already. And that's how you can think of your past life, is just different memories. You just have a different form now.
Right.
But almost like you soul hop. I think that's what he's saying. But it's kind of fucked up to think about, isn't it?
I feel like when you have weird dreams, that's kind of like past life stuff.
Dreams make me feel almost like sick, like in the morning. Not because I could tell that I was somewhere else.
Right.
And you are taking yourself out of your body. I almost hope that death is like that.
Yeah. It's a weird way to think of it, but yeah.
It would be insane, and I'm still have like control of it, and I'm still experiencing these things. But it's weird because even like the fucked up things, you know how you'll wake up and you'll be like, because you're falling or something? Yeah. Those don't happen a lot, but even the bad things don't seem bad. Like, they're bad.
Right.
But you you don't have control of the situation, but you almost do. It's like you can tell that your mind is making the dream. I've
had the same dream for like 2 years.
Like every night?
Like almost, not every night, but when I dream, I have the same dream. Like always. Same place, always.
That is insane.
Yeah.
How often do you dream?
I don't know. Like a few times a month. It's not every night. Yeah. I've actually been trying to look into this. It's the same house. It's almost like I'm hiding from people. It's weird. But I'm not. Like when it's just really weird.
I feel I often am hiding from somebody. Like the other night I had a dream. I was in a fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like the town was burning down, and we were starting to gather like cats, of course, and people. And it was weird because it was people that I worked with.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I just got a TO because there's like a turquoise, teal, purple spot reflection off this leaf, and I feel like I'm on acid right now. Like I'm totally tripping
I do like
on
the
it.
Vibes in here. I like this room.
I think it's the added effect from the glasses.
Yeah.
I've never worn glasses like this before. If I wear glasses, they usually help me see. I still can't see.
They look good on you.
But everything looks glossy.
Yeah. It's the blue light.
Glossy mossy. When I'm high.
New podcast name.
When I'm it should be glossy mossy. Oh,
Like you could still add that. Like
Glossy Mossy would be so good.
little commentary.
Or like maybe I'll get like a mascot and I'll dress up as Glossy Mossy.
Like a cosmetics line.
Like remember that Molly with the pink nose? She had like the black hair. She was like it was a TV show.
Maybe.
I kind of remember this, but for some reason, like I'm picturing like that Molly.
Mm-hmm.
But so I get like a mascot or something. But that's pretty insane. The one dream that I have had
Fires.
is that that was the first fire dream. I think because I've been watching
all the California fires.
Yes, I'm
Are
obsessed.
you gonna do anything for them? Or like haven't
like
you posted something?
Like a foundation or something?
A fonduation, a fondue party for California wildfires.
A foundation.
I do think it's I'm from California, and obviously it's really sad, and I've like gone through all of this. But I do think it's like a little cringe. All the people that are, I know they're trying to help, but it just seems a little like they're jumping on like an influencer like trend.
Isn't it weird that famous people that have like endless amounts of money only put in a certain amount?
Yeah.
And it's like you have like why are these big people like Elon and whatever, if they could give everybody in the world or in wherever money,
why don't they do it?
Why don't they do it? But I also feel it's at another level, like they don't always have 30 billion or whatever.
Right.
It might be in investments and stuff too, and that's why they say someone's net worth is something.
Yeah. I don't know. I know that there's a lot of people that were it burnt down like a whole town. So it's not just rich people that live there, you know? Like some people bought these houses like in the 60s for pennies, you know, and they've been there their whole lives. So I think it's not just them, but I get it. I've said it too. It is a little weird. And it's not like this was the only fire in the area in the last, whatever. There's always fires. I think it's just weird because it's affected them now.
My uncle is out there, and I've been keeping tabs on him. You're from California, so
he's close.
People.
He was close. Well, he was close to it. I think that one's like contained.
So there's the Palisades Island.
The Palisades.
First off, I said islands.
Catalina Islands.
So those are south of my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And then my uncle is technically west of my uncle.
Yeah.
And he's right on the other side of the hills. It was really sad when he was just home because I remember when he moved to Pittsburgh and I was little.
Why did he move?
He went to
school?
Like art institute or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he right now works for MGM Grand Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon just bought them.
He also looks like Will Ferrell.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
Dude,
a good looking version of Will Ferrell. Also, the Red Hot Chili Peppers drummer.
I don't see that at all. If
Chad
anything,
Smith.
Yes.
No.
Yes, he does.
He does.
But like
They're twins.
But like a good.
You've
like
seen
a
my
nice
uncle?
version. No, Will Ferrell.
I think he looks like a Churchville version of Bruce Willis. Yes.
No,
dude.
He's not even bald.
Scott, I want you to look up Jeff Lauer on Facebook right now.
We'll post a picture of her uncle later so you can see it.
So my family is related to the founder of Rhode Island. And there's
I
like
didn't know that.
book that has my mom's name in it. The descendants of.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit, he does.
I feel like I asked him when he was home.
Here's Chad Smith and Will Ferrell.
Oh, my God.
Works Uncle Jeffrey.
That is literally your uncle.
Oh,
hilarious.
So I see it from the side for sure.
Yeah.
Now I see it from the side for sure.
And here's your uncle.
Oh my God.
This is the best.
They're the same guy.
Literally. I hope he's seeing that. I hope he
Dude,
sees this.
You went back to scene and I looked like the lady from that fucking bus. That kid show with the bus. She's got the red hair.
Reading Rainbow?
No, she's got the red hair.
Magic School Bus?
Yes.
With star pants?
So there was a VHS tape, and I feel like Ringo Starr did music or animation or like something. Probably not animation.
For that?
For this. And it was like a cartoon. They had like 3 or 4 different stories per VHS tape.
Yeah, I feel like that sounds familiar.
And there's one episode, and they were like creepy. They were kind of like creepy. There's this one episode where it was like this fuzz that would just like go around and it would go in people's mouths and stuff. And I was like, wow, that's fucking weird. And it took me years to figure out what that VHS was. And I found it one time. And I feel like Ringo Starr did something with that.
He did.
Oh, and the lady, Cheville Duvall. What's that lady?
I don't know.
Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, Shalil. What? When these words come into your brain, I see you process them now in real time. Or misfire in your head in real time.
Kenny corrects me. I almost said Kenny connects me. Kenny corrects me. Or he'll act like he doesn't know what word I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm fucking trying to say.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Don't be so simple-minded.
So that's that. But, when people ask you what my podcast is about, what do you say?
Well, I thought it was about coming out of your cannabis closet.
That was what Stoney Baloney was about.
Yeah. So this one, I don't know. I just feel like it is like variety show, variety hour.
I don't want to say goodbye to Stoney Baloney per se, but I feel to start, I was given the nickname. I've always been Baloney.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been a thing. My last name was Balonic. Mm-hmm. It is Balonic. So you just take the K off and put a Y on there and it's Baloney. So I've always been Baloney.
Mm-hmm.
Stoney was a new era.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like a different part of my life.
Yeah, you're different now.
And I'm different now.
Yeah.
I was still good then.
Yeah.
But I'm just better now.
Yeah.
So, formerly, Stoney.
It's like getting even more intimate. More deeper thoughts.
Yes. We are in our bedroom here in our outfits.
I feel like it's where Lisa Loeb would have hung out.
Lisa Loebe?
Yeah.
Lisa Loebe. What did she sing?
You say
I only hear what I want to. I want.
Doesn't it feel that little area over there
with the spring the spring candles?
Yes. The Yankees.
You know, before you know it, spring's gonna be here, and that's pretty
We're ready.
Wild. I feel we may be.
Our dopamine styles. That's like another thing too. I feel like we're leaning into our Lisa Frank era.
I never really was a Lisa Franker.
I was.
Now I want to be.
You mean you didn't collect stickers?
I did collect stickers. Were those Lisa? They were all like the fuzzy, weird, like teddy bears.
Yeah, they had those. Yeah. Lisa Frank had velvety ones.
Oh, the velvet
the
stickers.
Cheetahs, the purple cheetahs.
Give me a fucking velvet sticker.
Yeah.
Do they even make
sticker books?
The velvet stickers anymore?
They do.
Give me one.
Because all those girls turned into scrapbookers.
Should we make some?
Yeah, I want to do that for my wedding.
What do you mean your wedding?
Like, people pay all this money and then it's like, where do you show them, you know?
I feel that we would be good at like a not necessarily like wedding planning together.
Party planning.
Party planning.
Not necessarily even just party planning, but like being the party, like DJs.
I almost had a career as a DJ one time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I was going to help someone who DJs.
I recently saw an ad for that.
For the same
exact
company?
Position. I'm pretty sure.
So, unfortunately, well, it's actually pretty funny because the first time I got fired at this place,
you got fired with him.
I got fired with him.
Yeah.
And then I got fired again the same day in front of all my friends. Just, the boss had to let everyone know I was getting fired. It's only going to affect my whole life and my new child, but okay. But then he came back before me. I came back after him. He got fired before me.
Mm-hmm.
I got fired the last time. But I try and explain my fired positions that have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Instances, I guess, not positions.
Was that the only time you've been fired? Have you been fired before? Oh, yeah.
So this is actually...
What was the funnest one?
Well, first off, this is like I feel like these are quit fires.
Yeah.
Quit firing is when you're sick of someone's shit and you don't give a fuck anymore. You're going to let them know, and either A, they can smarten the fuck up and change their shit and like a credit or whatever, or they're going to go in the direction of, I'm going to fire you because basically you just said you don't give a fuck. Not that you don't give a fuck, but I don't give a fuck what you think. Like, I don't care if you're the boss. You're fucking your shit up. Figure it out. And if you don't want to figure it out, then I'm going to quit fire. I quit fired at a local restaurant. And I basically was done with the shit. I got taken off of the server schedule. No one ever wanted to give me serving hours, and that's where the money was. And I was tired of working doubles on weekends and shit in kitchens. Like, I was fucking sick of it. So it was nice going to Panera because it was nice catering for people in the morning and lunch. And then by the time 1 o'clock hits, you're fucking done for the day. You got to get there early, but then you have like the whole fucking day.
Right.
And I'm in bed at 8 or 9 o'clock. Lovely.
You're like you're on a baker's sleep schedule.
So it's nice. But that night, it was Lent, and I was on the fryers doing fish fries. So I would have been getting my ass kicked.
Right.
And Birdie's told me that I was going to be let go or something, and that's why I got taken off the server schedule. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to get my ass beat tonight, and then whatever. So I let them know what was up. So they told everybody that I quit. I was definitely fired. I was also told that I could go far someday if it wasn't for my attitude. And they recently reached out to me
for a position
to work with us at the deli. So,
interesting.
Isn't that funny how that works? It's actually a kind of cool moment. You feel like you've made it in that aspect. And one thing I know that my podcasts are always about is real experiences that I'm going through. And it is about cannabis. Because I'm high right now.
Yeah.
I smoked a lot. But people still don't understand cannabis. And I get fucking high every day, and I'm getting shit done.
Yeah. I feel like I'm my most productive.
I got 2 businesses. I don't take medications, which I'm not saying medications are bad, but I think a lot of people easily resort to medications before doing healthier things like yoga, exercising, going for a walk. I love sitting in my window with nothing on, listening to the birds. I put new bird seed out the other day. It's like the first puff of the morning. You get one of those birds fluttering over, one of those nice birds.
You're such a granny.
I had a hawk. I had, which I don't want the hawk around because he's trying to get a fucking cardinal or something.
Yeah.
But I was sitting really back on that microphone.
That's what I remember from the last time. Don't lean back.
So I haven't had birdseed in a while, and I'm like, it's fucking cold. I gotta get some birdseed for the birds.
Aw.
So I got a hawk, I had a woodpecker, I had some cardinals, I had some blue jays, fat blue jay. Never seen a blue jay so big before.
Jeez.
The woodpecker was cool.
Yeah.
At the same time as the cardinals. Beautiful female cardinal in my window. So me and the cats are just sitting there like watching. And it's nice. I think that's the sad thing about moving.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm excited to get my own house someday, but everywhere I've lived, for the most part, there's been like animals that I got close to.
Well, you can find that again.
I understand that, but I slurred. Remember? I used to always say member. Are you a member or you remember?
Member?
I remember. I remember not what I was going to say. So there's that. Oh my God. Your face is over here on this thing.
I keep looking at
and
it.
it just tripped me out. I was telling you earlier that the other day I was leaving the house and my dog, Layla, is a, what is Layla? Terrier, Jack Russell Terrier, Chihuahua mix.
Mm-hmm.
She's the best dog.
She's got a little goatee.
She's funny. She's got the, what's that hair? Like wiry?
She's like wiry.
Wiry hair.
She's like a cat.
So I asked my husband if we can get a dog, and he said no.
Mm-hmm.
And then my friend who actually told me about Rock Fox Studio, shout out to Megan Johnstone Cleaning. They cleaned shade, did an awesome job.
They have a podcast?
No, but she had a cleaning company. She cleaned shade.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how she knows Scott. Oh, sick.
Cool.
Sick. So, she just started a business and killing it. She's doing comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to do comedy. Like,
that would be scary.
if I were to do, well, I'm already sarcastic.
But are you funny?
I think I am. What do you think?
Yeah. You're weird around people, though.
I'm so weird about people.
So.
I could just see me up there, black stage, chair in the middle of the room, and freezing up.
Yeah.
I would want to do something like SNL. I think it's always been a dream of mine
like a skit.
to do a skit on SNL.
Yeah.
And those are like goals that are out there. If I wanted to make that happen, I would move to New York City and whatever. I would go for it.
Oh.
I don't think I want to make it happen, but I do think if a podcast pops off, it can lead to fun opportunities.
Yep.
I could do my own SNL skits.
Could do it right here.
Could do it right here.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, my uncle, when he moved to Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Uncle
Let's
Jeffrey.
Get back to it.
Brucey Willie. Brucey Willie.
No, he doesn't look like him at all.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Scott said he looked like both.
He looked like both Will Ferrell and...
Well, of course
the
they
other
look
guy.
alike. That's one person. That's not even two people.
That's two people.
So Uncle Jeffrey moved to Pittsburgh, and he was my favorite uncle, and I was really sad. So I became a Steelers fan. Which, looking back, doesn't make any sense because he's a Bills fan.
Yeah.
But I also...
That's why you're a Steelers fan?
Yes, and I love the city of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Dre and I love Pittsburgh. I feel like that's why I'm a Toronto fan. I love the whole city of Toronto. I love the vibe of the hockey games.
Is that where Andrew went to school?
In Toronto?
In Pittsburgh?
Andrew, your husband?
Yeah.
He went to Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
No
He
shit.
went to Philadelphia. No. Carnegie Mellon.
What?
I think that's in Pittsburgh.
Has it only been 24 minutes?
Oh, God.
Jesus. So, yes, I became a Steelers fan. Then he moved out to Hollywood, and he's been in LA ever since.
Right.
So he's been in LA over 20 years, and that's crazy to me.
Being a Will Ferrell impersonator.
But something's happening to me, and I don't know what it is. And I'm not one of those people that hops on trains. I like to be fucking different. Like there's a business next to my business.
Oh, my God, yes. I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
And they changed their name to the same name as our deli.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I live in a town.
It's exactly the same.
I live in a town that is on a creek. So it's not fair for me to say that nobody else can use Black Creek. However, I grew up here. No one's been using Black Creek. No one has used it in the village. No one has used it anywhere in the village. There
Right.
are some Black Creek businesses, but they're not like in the village.
Right.
All of a sudden, we do Black Creek Deli and we got Black Creek Commons. Bitches.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, now we got another Black Creek 2 doors down from us. And I was like, this is fucked because I just put in all this time marketing and introducing us to people.
Mhm.
And now I got a place with the same name next door. I
Right.
like to be different. So if I like to be different so bad, maybe I should have chose a different name. But nobody was
No.
using it.
Don't give in.
Also, I take pictures of nature and Churchville all the time and stuff. I'm in the middle of making a photo book,
What's it called again?
Backroads,
Backroads.
where I'm
The whole time.
responsibly, which means it's responsible. And I fucking smoke and I take pictures of fucking birds.
Yeah.
So someone actually said recently, and I don't know if this is true, but they're twerking out the laws for
Twerking out.
smoking.
Twerking out.
And someone posted that New York State's trying to make it where somebody has to be 35 feet from you when you're smoking
mhm.
cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
Even away from your kids, even when you're at your house, you have to be 30 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
So are you telling me that if a cop drives by my house, he's going to come bring a tape measure? To me, like, are you going to, what upsets me about cannabis is people who don't smoke, they don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to smoke. I have people that come on my podcast that don't smoke.
Right.
You don't have to smoke, and some people just can't handle how being high feels. It's not for you. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
It is really taboo still around here.
don't be slugging a bottle of wine or a bottle of whiskey because
Yeah.
no matter how high I get, it is nothing like if I have too many drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Not even the same ballpark. I don't know. There's one time in California that I smoked so much that I thought I had to go to the hospital.
It's different weed over there.
It's different weed. And I'm not saying Mo didn't spike that shit with something because that was a fucking high.
Eesh.
My friend at the time, I told her not to go tell. I was like, don't tell my boyfriend. Like, don't tell them.
Yeah.
But I'm freaking out. First thing she does is go in the
tell
fucking thing and tell Heather got too high and she thinks she's got to go to the hospital. Like, oh,
why'd you do that?
fucking. But then at the same time, I was also
Loser.
dying. I was
Yeah.
really dying.
Yeah, no. Even when I go back, it's a lot. And I'm used to it.
Because I always stop at a dispensary when I go out there.
Mhm.
I wish there was like better transportation out there,
What do you mean?
faster than a plane.
Oh, to get out there.
Faster than a plane, but not as scary as a plane. Planes scare me.
Yeah.
But so not only did they name the place the same,
Mhm.
but their logo
It's the same.
is a bird.
Yeah.
Of all the things you could have used. And when they originally put it out, it wasn't a bird.
Right.
But then they rechanged it. And it's like, so it's the same name and it's whatever. So we had like a lawyer. There's actually, I could put a link somewhere My friend told me about it. It's a place that helps small businesses, and you can have like a free lawyer reach out to you or like help you.
What's it called?
I don't know. I got to look it up, but I'm going to post it.
Yeah.
So the lawyer got back to me very quickly. I just filled out a form, put my question down. He was actually really nice and popped in person. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it was during a pop-up.
Yeah.
And I was like running around and I was so behind because I did like a build your own sub thing and I want to do them fresh. I don't want to make them and then have them wrapped and sitting for 4 hours. I want someone to have like a fresh sandwich. So he held me up and it was fucking, it took a lot to fucking get over. Mm-hmm. So, then I told him he had to go, but he told me he walked up and down the street and it didn't look like the same logo. It's the same fucking logo.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever. I wasn't going to do anything anyway, but it's good to know. Like he did say you need to hurry up and get your LLC because you can't be responsible if someone like gets sick from your food. And it's working in food is terrifying. It's so much different than because you're feeding people and it is different. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's why you have insurance and shit too.
Yeah.
So that, now, because I always see people going into the store and they all get pissed. So
about what?
That we're not open 24/7.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. They don't bitch about these other places with their fucking hours.
Right.
People get nasty about their food. So then I'm fucking sick of it.
You should do a part of your podcast reading the messages you get from people.
My bad reviews from people?
No, just the ideas and stuff they send, the uncalled for, unsolicited.
People don't understand, and I think I'm actually going to be taking a back seat from social media. I'm going to try it for a month. With my podcast, it's different. But with the deli and with Shade and whatever, I'm trying to convert Shade into a photography space. And not only do we try and make cannabis okay here in a safe space,
right? But
also talking business. And in talking business, it's being honest in your journey. I feel like a lot of people fake it till they make it, and it's just not like that. But also, a lot of people have loans and shit when they start businesses. I don't fucking have loans. I'm barely paying my bills, but I'm paying my bills. So, to me, I'm making it because my bills are paid. I'm doing things I enjoy, like a podcast. I'm working my ass off and building my empires, but it takes a lot of work, and we're fucking on the edge of a thread here. But I also was just pregnant, and I also just had a baby.
Right.
So I'm adjusting, and I'm fucking tired. And I was telling my friend yesterday that I feel bad using the postpartum card, but I mean, I'm adjusting.
Yeah.
I also do a lot of things, so it's juggling trying to do that at home with a baby. And honestly, there's a lot of mornings where I'm like, I'm not getting anything done until Kenny gets home.
Right. Yeah, that's hard.
This dude likes to be with me.
Yeah.
All the time.
Right.
He'll sleep like 4 hours for Kenny, but with me, he's fucking up.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. I don't know if I'm done.
Yeah. Are you guys don't know if just two?
I mean, I feel like the way we've been bickering lately, we're fucking done.
That's so normal though, you know?
But it's also a big adjustment, and it's a big adjustment for Harry too. So I think this time around, I knew when to stop pumping earlier. Pumping and breastfeeding was very stressful for me both times. I don't think people realize how much of a full-time job it is.
Are you still?
No. I stopped at 6 weeks.
Okay.
But I was very proud of myself this time because for 3 or 4 weeks, that's all he had. He didn't have formula.
Right.
So with Harry had a little bit of both, mostly formula. I wasn't really pumping, but It's hard for me to be on a schedule like that, like to do it every few hours.
Yeah.
And it hurts.
That's exhausting. Even when you're sleeping, you have to get up and do it?
Yeah. So I didn't do that.
God.
So I feel like that's why my supply,
Uh-huh.
if I missed one or whatever, it would be very hurtful to my supply because I wasn't waking up in the middle of the night.
Oh.
But I was so exhausted and I had a rough time. I had a rough time with the blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not used to my blood pressure being high.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking, I was high as shit one day and I come home and my fucking leg is huge.
Oh,
I told Kenny the night before.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I could barely bend my leg. And it was the weirdest thing. I've never had anything like that happen.
What'd they say that was?
They just said it was inflammation.
That's
like
nuts.
I
That was
probably
big.
probably on my legs for like too long after having the baby.
You know how we always ask Andrew?
Yeah.
We're like, what is this? That was the first time he was like, whoa. I didn't, like, you should tell her to go to the hospital.
And
I don't think we were even here. We were in California.
You were.
Yeah.
And I feel when you don't deal with something like high blood pressure ever, and then all of a sudden it happens, you don't know what to
That's scary.
expect.
Yeah.
And like I wasn't expecting to be induced that day, and I don't think people like when people tell me they're getting induced,
Mhm.
I don't really think anything of it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think of it as being like nerve-wracking or anything.
Right.
But when you're not expecting it, like holy shit, like I can't believe I didn't think it was a big deal because I was shaking so bad.
Yeah.
For the first 8 hours, but I also think that's because my blood pressure was so high too.
Yeah.
And I was on a magnesium drip for 3 days, and a lot of people I know who had the high blood pressure didn't even have the magnesium drips.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently it was bad.
Jeez.
But it's crazy because my blood pressure has still kind of been up randomly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've fully healed from it.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't give a fuck now.
Yeah, that's so weird. I'm on medication. And I feel like yours is higher than mine.
Well, I'm not on any now, but when I hurt my knee,
Mm-hmm.
my blood pressure was like 170.
I know.
And I was like, am I dying? Like, do you need me to take anything? And they're like, no. And they say if
so
it's
weird.
They always say if it's consistent.
You know what though? What I'm taking, they said I can't be taking if I'm pregnant or breastfeeding. So maybe that's why.
There are different ones,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's just weird how you just had a baby, so they give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But like after a certain time, they're like, all right, ta-ta.
Later.
Good luck on the next one.
Yeah.
I don't know. So she told me if I wanted another one,
Mm-hmm.
I would have to do it I would have to wait at least 9 months
To start again.
to let my body heal because
Right.
of everything.
Yeah.
And now this isn't cool, but what's cool about it is a girl I work with, she just had ICP.
Mm-hmm.
And not a lot of
Right.
people know about ICP, but because I've posted about it, she used Google, but then she also remembered like what I said about what I had, and she got tested for it, and she had it.
She had it.
She just got induced and had her baby.
Oh wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So my mom always tells me I wouldn't be putting that on Facebook because blah blah blah, and it's like
It's a different time.
yes, it is a different time. I feel like our parents' generation everything is like a book.
Yeah.
They didn't fucking act like a fucking little.
I know people that are sober that are so stupid. I don't know how they're alive.
I just, we're at a time where if you want to be perceived as a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe you should act right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you're fucking ever exposed for some shit or whatever, that's on you, Frank.
Yeah.
That ain't on me.
Right.
Learn how to treat people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Jennifer.
I think that generation was very not cookie cutter, but they needed to like let people know. But it's weird because people who are, I feel, even 5 years older than us seem like they're like 10 years older than us.
Yeah,
it seems
for sure.
like there was like a morph.
The Gen X.
A morph speed or something that happened.
Yeah.
And I think that morph speed happened around that time of September 11th.
Yeah.
It's like everything changed.
Right.
Technology was a very quick change, and they just banned TikTok.
I thought it was back.
Everyone had to have known it was going to come back. It was all some kind of stunt. It was
definitely a stunt.
It was definitely a stunt.
Yeah.
But
so unnecessary.
A lot of people in like groups that I'm in and stuff were saying like good and whatever. And what I like about TikTok is that it shows me the videos that I actually want to see.
Mm-hmm. It is very hard to do that too. There's a lot of marketing behind TikTok.
I've had my business pages for a long time, and I don't think that my marketing is bad. It works because people are always constantly in my DMs.
Do you get banned for saying weed things?
Probably. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've been shadow banned on nudes, naked pictures.
Yeah.
Spray tan pictures. Those get flagged all the time. So I'm kind of like fucked from the beginning.
Right.
But also, freedom of speech, bitch. You can fucking post your wine glass, or you're fucking drunk on your ass, or you're doing this fucking shit and it's okay. But like, you're gonna fuck on me because I smoke a little weed.
You gonna fuck on me?
Can we clip that? So recently we had a lunch meeting at my remote job, and we went to lunch right around the corner over here. What is it?
Richardson's?
No, there's another location in the city.
Bronca?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It was good.
Yeah.
We went to Bronca, and it was a very nice lunch, and I really care about my remote job. I love working there. There's only 4 office people, even though it's remote. So every once in a while, we'll have like a lunch, and for someone who doesn't like conversing with people, I enjoy going to the lunches.
Yeah.
But one of the guys in that group of 4 was asking about my podcast, and I could tell my sidekick next to me, who didn't want me to tell him what my podcast usually entails,
right?
Which is the ganja.
Yeah.
And I have, like, my parents have tried telling me, like, they freaked out when I posted a picture smoking weed on Facebook for the first time. You just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
Once you rip the Band-Aid off, no one says shit anymore.
Yeah.
How many times are they going to tell you? I don't give a fuck. You don't like me enjoying my pineapple bong?
At least you're not drinking.
Well, so the other day. No.
Oh.
I have not drank since your Halloween party. And
wow.
I overfilled a glass of wine, and I took 2 sips of it.
Not a glass, a bucket.
It was a bucket.
A glass.
She tries to act classy about it. I filled it up, and I was gonna like chug it because I do love wine. But something like hit me that day, and it was like, I just like really don't enjoy drinking wine or drinking at all anymore.
Yeah.
The smell of it reminds me of a hangover. It gives you that anxiety. It makes you remember like how you feel when you're hungover.
Right.
That anxiety of what the fuck did I say when I was hungover.
That was such a fun party.
It was a fun party.
Yeah.
But I feel when I quit smoking cigarettes, it was kind of the same way. When we worked together the first time, I remember taking cigarettes from people and whatever. I wasn't buying anymore.
I can't picture you smoking cigarettes.
Dude, I hate it now. I can't stand the smell.
Yeah.
which is funny because when I was pregnant, I randomly would smell cigarettes all the time.
Yeah, that's weird. I remember being on the phone.
It was
What
for-
do they call that?
I don't know, but it happened for weeks. All I smelled was cigarettes.
I also think it's crazy that you didn't smoke the whole time you were, but I think that's more of like a,
Smoke weed?
yeah. I feel like that's more of a thing again.
So I smoked up to 10 weeks.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. They
But
told you.
But I wasn't smoking a blunt or anything.
Yeah.
I'd take a puff here and there.
And for a while after.
And people who don't smoke,
Mm-hmm.
they freak out about people smoking and driving. They freak
Mhm.
out about, I need to smoke to function.
So many people do that.
And
Even to just to drive because they get so nervous.
I like a good smoke and drive when I'm the passenger.
Oh, not the driver. I always like being the driver.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
not,
right.
trying to.
For sure. I get that now.
But I think people think it's like drinking on the job or something,
Mhm.
and it's totally different.
Yeah,
Unless you're eating nerd ropes at work on accident.
right.
I fucked up.
Right.
There is a difference between There is a difference of a fucking if you're taking edibles at work. I mean, there's edibles that are not heavy edibles. So I just did a history and charcuterie event at the deli,
Yeah.
and the people loved it.
I know more about Churchville than the place I came from.
I need to start doing different towns.
Yeah.
But I have locations, so like, why am I gonna fuck with other shit?
Right.
I do want to start doing different ones, so it was nice to do the history and charcuterie.
I bet this area would be a good one.
I was able to show pictures because we were all sitting.
Yeah.
And it was a clusterfuck from the beginning, but people love it, and they all like line up after to like
Talk about it.
talk to me.
Yeah.
And wow, that was so. I feel like I do a play. It's just
She's so articulate.
it's a glimpse into my SNL day.
You know that the Richardson's Hotel used to be a brothel? You should look up history about it.
Right over here.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it before. Is it right off the expressway?
Kind of. Yeah.
I actually just had a moment I'm loving the deli.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm loving the catering orders. And I made a sub tray last Sunday, and it was fucking bomb.
Yum.
Bomb.
We should do one where we're eating all of it here and talk about it. You know?
I should bring a sample tray.
Yeah.
Scott can be in there.
Yep.
He can chime in and let us know what sandwich he's eating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll
Yes.
So
great idea.
One of the sandwiches I made was, I mean, it's hard because when people want a sub tray, they want a basic sub tray.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of picky people.
I love the panini you made. It was so innovative.
The Heather's favorite
Yeah,
one.
so good.
Scott had the Heather's favorite too.
It's my favorite.
It's literally everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
How smart was that of me?
It was.
It's literally everyone's favorite. And Kenny said we need to have like a set menu, and like I agree. And I do have like
I feel like you do.
like set sandwiches and salads that I always do.
You add some every once in a while.
But I also will play around.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually just had an opportunity for a very big company, Forbes company. The family that owns this is getting me into like airline catering.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just tell you, Panera can suck my dick.
Yes.
Because I cannot believe the amount of money you make on airline catering versus me not even getting a tip when I worked at Panera.
Right.
And I didn't even know that airline catering was like a thing. But
Yeah,
it's hard to find.
Yeah.
It's hard to find.
Right.
And I mean, it's going to be great. We did an order with them. They loved it. They referred us to other people. I'm getting my foot in the door from some other places. Kenny's got some hookups. So I think I'm going to kind of stray towards that because it kind of works like you make a lot for one order. And then...
What are they doing this for? For like first class?
First class passengers
like 20,
on private jets.
20 people or so?
Or
more?
Smaller.
Okay.
Like the order I did was for 3 people.
What?
I did 2 salads, 2 shrimp cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
And I made pretty much more than I would have made in a pop-up that I had to do all day.
Jesus. 3 people.
I hate the pop-ups.
Yeah. They're a lot. You just need another person.
I do need another person.
Yeah.
And I think we're working on another person.
Yeah.
I think it's adamant that we need somebody working at the deli. So we're figuring that out.
Because they would do all the face-to-face and you just stay in the back.
I mean, ideally, I want them making shit, too. The only thing I want to do, I love sub trays. I love the meat and cheese trays. I love charcuterie. Charcuterie's been fun to do. I think the thing that sucks, though, is like when you're starting fresh and you're just figuring everything out. It's not like I can just go out and stock our kitchen and I have this whole supply. Like the biggest struggle for me has been the inventory and profiting. And I feel something always happens. Like I was going to profit off of one of the trays that I did this week. And there was a miscommunication in ordering between Kenny and I. He was helping me out. And we got 4 extra pounds of ham than we needed and like all this other shit. It's like I can't really do a pop-up with just ham.
Right.
I mean, I could get other things, but now I'm going grocery shopping again, and I just spent all my fucking money. So it is tough, but I also, if you have the passion, you want something to do well.
It's good work. Yeah, it's good hard.
You make it happen. You figure it out. You figure out what you have to do.
Yeah.
So with that being said, going kind of back to earlier in the Steelers, I've kind of developed this thing for the Buffalo Bills. And it's not because they're a winning team or they're doing good, but I genuinely like Josh Allen and the guys. And I feel like there just hasn't been like a lineup for me, like Jerome Bettis and Troy Polamalu. I love Mike Tomlin and everything, but also the deal when Kenny and I got married was I do not want any Sabre shit on my child. Only Toronto Maple Leafs when it comes to hockey. I will give you football, but hockey is my thing.
Right.
Toronto Maple Leafs. And then I think what happened was I went to, I for a long time never had money. Still don't have money.
Right.
But it's rare when money would just fall in my lap. And I just so happened to get taxes back this day. And we had free tickets from, what was it, Spectrum? What did Scott work for?
Yeah, Spectrum.
We got free tickets to go to the Maple Leafs game in Buffalo. And Andre and I decided to go to Toronto that day. And I fucking bought a jersey. I bought Dre a fucking shirt because Dre's fucking paid for so many hockey games. I got fucking hats. I fucking just went all out. I blew my whole fucking tax refund. Refund.
I remember this.
At this fucking hockey game. I just had Harry, like, it was my first time out drinking since having the baby. I got hammered. I got kicked out of the same bar in Buffalo twice after the game. The Leafs fans hated me at that game. They were oh my God, they were talking shit and whatever. And I'm like, hey, I'm always repping Canada. Please don't ruin this for me. So I didn't let that one experience ruin everything. But, yes, I got kicked out of the same bar twice, talking shit.
Of course.
And, that I realized, I think at the next Bills game I went to, that the Bills fans are Toronto fans. Or not most of them, but there's a lot of Toronto fans that like the Buffalo Bills. And I was like, So I feel like that's where it kind of started turning for me. And now my boys are raised as Bills fans.
Right.
So it's like, a family thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like I kind of, as a kid, always kind of maybe wanted to be.
Bills fan.
But everybody else was.
Yeah.
So I wanted
hop the
to, I
bandwagon.
didn't want to be like everyone else.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of morphine, and I don't know if I like it or not. But Kenny and I just went to a game, and we had amazing seats through work.
Right.
And it was a snow game, and it was fucking awesome. And it was weird not drinking. I will say that.
Yeah.
It was weird not, like, tailgating.
Right.
We did tailgate. I smoked.
Mm-hmm.
But we had my chopped Italian subs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was delicious.
Yum.
Delicious.
But you got stoned.
And I was like, this should be the sub of tailgating.
Yeah.
I might call it the tailgating sub, but I don't have it on the menu this week just because it's a lot.
Just put the tailgate.
I've got 3 different meats, 2 different cheeses. I got all these condiments that are actually in there. And then I do like this sauce, and I've been doing my own sub oil, and my sub oil is fucking bomb. So the sub oil I'm using on my ciabatta this weekend. I have a pepperoni ciabatta.
Yeah.
And I also did the pepperoni sub on one of my trays this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's pepperoni provolone. And the sub rolls I get are like soft ones.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got that nice taste.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the seeded roll.
Ooh, buttery.
Fring, fring. Boom, boom. Like a little Furby over here. Bing, bing, bing. So I got the provolone, the pepperoni, and then banana peppers.
Mm-hmm.
And I did this garlic aioli. And then I do my own oil on top.
Yum. Italian?
Fucking bomb.
That sounds delicious.
Fing, fing.
Is that a new thing?
Yes. Fing.
Just now? Fing, fing. Did you have a final thought?
Do I have a final thought today?
For this day in
I do
history?
have a final thought today. You know, shout out to Jerry Springer.
Yes.
And
we started the doc before this.
The Stoney Baloney Podcast, we used to, when I did my pilot with you, we talked, I think Bob Barker died.
Bob Barker's, yeah.
Or Jerry Springer. Someone died.
It was Bob Barker.
And then Jerry Springer died.
Yeah.
So when I was back in high school with my BFF stuff, we used to skip school. I'd take my parents' cans and bottles back because they had like $10 freaking worth of beer cans every week.
Yeah.
So I would take that and go get lunch with Steph, and then we would watch Jerry Springer in her parents' bedroom and skip school.
I love that.
It was great. So in honor of Jerry in the 90s and everything in between, I would like to do a final thought of the day.
All right.
And if you were to ask my husband what this podcast is about, he would tell you that it's an airing of my grievances, which I don't think I really aired too many grievances today.
I was going to say. You
Not
didn't.
at all.
Yeah.
But for me, it's self-improvement. And I think I stand by that.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're going to end this today, and maybe we'll start it with this the next time. But everybody has a story. And nobody can silence you from your stories. And the minute you change your story because you're either scared or you're afraid of the consequences, you know, that changes your story. And you shouldn't let anybody change yours. So my final thought of the day, and thank you, Linda, for joining me today, is your story, and no one can silence you from it.
No.
So let it be known. And I am formally Stoney.
Finally, I'm feeling free, 'cause I'm